We saw a little bit of Valkyrie bait be used, but I still don't think it was actually good. I don't think that deck was a justified deck. I think it was just because Valkyrie got a buff, people started to use it. And I think this is going to be the same deal here. Well, I think it's fair to say Valkyrie has become a tad bit good now. She possesses more health than a bowler does, whilst not being a ranged support card. This makes her far better at tanking for pushes, and almost being how we used to use Knight. She was obviously really good in trifecta before to tank for hogs and clear out any random swarms, and Knight used to do something similar to this too. Knight was also in minor control, which Valkyrie isn't a bad substitute in. She can defend really well with her excessive amount of HP and splash damage, and then poses a mini tank on the counter attack. Just to add scope to her defensive capability, she obviously swipes up swarms very easily. She can also 1v1 either Prince because of her massive health pool, and she can even take out 3 muskets because of the combination of splash and health. The buff she got was in a baity meta, where she can counter swarms like Gang and Rascals, and also one-shot value cards like Princess and Dark Goblin. Believe it or not, Valkyrie can also fully counter a Goblin Barrel, but you must be very quick with it. She's like the old melee attacker of Knight on defense too. As a melee unit, she kills range units very easily. She can do this alone or even behind a tank due to her high HP. In an even better scenario, she can be used to drop and kill a bunch of supporting units and live to help chip down the tank as well. What she's bad at is obviously facing air units. She only hits ground, so even bats will leave her for dead. She's also weak against tanks alone, and you shouldn't be using her here as the supporting units will come and take her out for free. On offense, she has considerably more health than an Ice Golem does. It's around 60% more, so you can really tell the difference on the push. However, she has downsides to this. She costs 2 more elixir and won't kill flying units like bats, as the Ice Golem does. She also can't take out minions with a zap spell, leaving you potentially vulnerable if you don't have the spells to deal with these swarms. In my opinion, she's decent as a defensive troop, and reminds me of how Knight used to be mostly. Her offensive potential is pretty bad, but it doesn't matter too much if you're counter pushing with her because you've already gotten the value for her elixir. Personally, I think she's really balanced now, but in the future she might need like an attack speed or HP buff just to catch up with the meta. But overall, I'm a fan of how Supercell buffed her. Talking of being a fan, I'm going to start featuring and replying to my favourite comments from you guys in the last video. I do reply to like all comments anyway, but we're going to do it in the video this time, so yeah, get featured on wherever this channel is now. Our first unlucky participant is Xiaoko, who's our Discord's resident mirror user. Yeah, mirror. And of course his question is, what role does mirror fill? To which my only response is none. I chose this comment to go into the details of mirror, and the reason it's bad is because it doesn't have a role. You know, like Hunter takes out tanks, you know, like Expo takes towers, but what does mirror actually do? It doesn't have a defined class or role, and hence it's just sort of a waste of a deck slot. You wish to match your counters with your opponent's cards, but if you have mirror, you're not really going to be matching 2 cards that need the same counter they're going to be using in a row, so you have to cycle back to it. So mirror only really works when it's against mirror, and for that reason, mirror bad. But yeah, make sure you get involved in the comments to give me something to talk about next video, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And apart from all of that, peace.